bits and pieces of it here and there. It was the most softball BS I have ever seen. In no way, shape, or form and you could just tell, because Bieber wanted to be roasted. You know, he's like been publicly apologizing for being a tool for the last couple of months. He's just like, and he's not publicly apologizing for being a tool for any other reason than he's playing at half-empty arenas at the moment when he goes out and plays, and people are sort of like sick of his crap. And when your audience is made up primarily of teenagers and parents are buying the tickets, and you're the type of person that urinates in mop buckets at restaurants and, you know, threatens to beat up, you know, photographers, and, you know, you have your Sean Penn moment, but your fans are all like 12.
I'm sorry I spent all my money, all your money on a really shiny car. Please give me more money.
When you're known for having industrial vats of codeine cough syrup, and you egg your neighbors' houses, and you go see hookers in Brazil, and you what was the other thing that he did? Oh yeah, when you spit on your fans off of balconies, mom and dad aren't going to be buying those tickets for the kids, no matter how much they want them. So he's had to basically publicly apologize left, right, and center to get mom and dad to loosen up the purse strings, and it's sort of like a last-ditch attempt to try and rescue what remains of his career. And so, like, he set up the Bieber roast, and it was just so clearly such softball BS. And I was ashamed for everyone on that show that I heard, with the possible exception of Jeff Ross. I thought he at least gave Bieber the appropriate 1-2 punch. But you could absolutely 100% see that it was just a bunch of softball BS set up and approved by Bieber's management. And like, I think just anybody that was on it was probably so excited to be on it, because, like, it's Justin Bieber. And, you know, it's going to be one of the biggest roasts of all time. Like, the other roasts were people like Pamela Anderson, who, you know, like, if she, it's, you know, cute and everything, but, you know, she's had her day, and, you know, people aren't necessarily tuning into that. Maybe the Charlie Sheen roast or something like that was packing a similar amount of heat, but I think a lot of people were under the impression that this was going to be the biggest roast of all time. And I honestly feel as though, and this is not what roasts are about, and this is certainly not what the Comedy Central roasts are about, but I honestly feel like a lot of comedians were willing to sort of nix their integrity and be part of the Bieber roast for the exposure. And I can't hate them for that, but I don't know. It made me angry because it was so soft. I would have set that kid literally on fire. If I was part of the roast, I would have just been like, "Hey, Biebs, hold still, douse, 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 light, flick. Now that's a roast." And
it made you angry because it was soft?
It made me angry. It's just because, like, you know, it made me angry because it was so clearly part of Justin Bieber's PR attempt to resuscitate his dying career that it just, you know, I thought it was the first time I felt like the integrity of the roast was nowhere to be seen. And it's weird to think of something like the roasts, the Comedy Central roast, having integrity, but I wasn't aware it had integrity, the Comedy Central roast, until I saw it compromised so badly as it was in the Justin Bieber thing. It was disappointing, to say the least. And thank you, Jacob, for bringing that up. Yep, that's what I thought. Shall we finish up what remains of the news, Funkhouser?
All right. In old people news, the Rolling Stones will reissue their classic Sticky Fingers album. On the computer now, you guys.
Yeah, the Rolling Stones are going to reissue their classic Sticky Fingers album. I think these days they only get Sticky Fingers from unwrapping Delicious Werther's originals.
It tastes nice in my dentures. On my lips.
Why? What is it with old people and butterscotch?
Ask me in 40 years. I don't
know. I've always loved it. Do you like butterscotch candies?
Yeah. I just think it makes you salivate, and then I think as you get older, you don't salivate as much, so you need that salivate. That's my
run out of spit.
Yeah, that's my only, deduced theory.
That's interesting. Because like whenever when I was a kid, even a kid with my own allowance money and stuff that could go buy my own candy. Whenever I was with old people, I was like, sweet, I'm gonna get butterscotch candies. That's gonna be great.
How about? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, then I realized, like, I'm perfectly capable of buying my own butterscotch candies, yet I never do. Yet I really look forward to eating them because they're delicious when I'm around old people. Why do I never just go buy my own candy? I buy all these other forms of candy. I buy Big League Chew. I buy Lick-O-Maid. I buy Kit Kat bars. I buy all the candies that a kid buys. What's holding me back on the butterscotch? And as much as I thought about it, as much time as my young mind devoted to it, I never bought myself a bag. It's weird.
So if you're listening in the year 2055 and you're an internet archaeologist uncovering ancient podcasting, look me up and ask me how Werther's is in 2055.
You know, it'd be annoying if Werther's goes out of business before we get a chance to get old and enjoy them.
Aww.
I was so incensed about annoying little lesbian haircutted Satan spawn sent to Earth via Canada by Satan to ruin everything for all of us. I get so bent out of shape when I talk about Justin Bieber. I feel like you might have had something to add, and I'm not sure if we got to it. Did you?
No, I forgot.
Oh,
I don't keep Bieber information in my brain too long, or else I'll pull my hair out and jump out the window. I think those are the reactions of having too much Bieb.
Yeah. All right, go on.
Alanis Morissette said she became anxious and depressed after the release of Jagged Little Pill.
Evidently, the pill, not Paxil.
Blame Uncle Joey.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, so like, how long after that album came out did we find out that
it was
the
like
guy
10
from
years.
Full House?
It was a long time, I think.
Yeah, it's like you think of her having this hot, illicit romance with someone where she does stuff to him in a theater. Everybody knows that line of that song. And then you find out it was a guy from Full House, and you're like, really? Seems significantly less hot now.
To write a book that made the world a better place. Bethany Hamilton lost an arm surfing in a shark attack, and what she had to overcome was crazy in the aftermath. Nobody would have blamed her for taking a different path, but she's pro surfing now, so what do you think of that? Helen Keller was an animal caged by being blind, deaf, and mute, but a teacher Ann Sullivan never gave up on the truth that what people say is impossible is just their own perception. Taught Helen how to speak and gave her life its direction. And if a woman can go from being considered to be legally an animal to a college grad activist, symbol of what's possible, don't you think it's true that you might have more to you than whatever people told you you're not smart or strong enough to do? You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster. Cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster. Cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Yeah, so many people you see giving up, cause it's easy to face giving up, they're not living up to all the things that you had said you wanted to be. When running away from challenge seems to be so much more easy, cause man's search for meaning means disbelieving, means not perceiving you're less of being, and you got something to offer that no one can take away. It means not accepting what life hands you every single day, and every way you write a story that just belongs to you. So when asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do? When asked to write your own story, what you gonna do?
Got somebody to be right. Got somebody to be right. For now.
You're giving up on ever being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster. Cause when you lose hope, that's a real disaster. Giving up on never being any better than this. You're giving up on the idea that even more exists. Giving up, nothing on earth will end you faster. Cause when you
delivering fascinating subjects, interesting talk, and boobs and fart jokes. AD on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah, yeah.
See? So, Funkhouser, let's roll through what remains of the news before we get to the big story of the day. There's days where I come in here all sort of jacked up to talk about what's going on in the world of politics, and today is not one of those days. Today we are instead bringing the left and right together over those universal truths that this show espouses. And one of those universal truths, besides, all sorts of humanitarian things that we get to on the show, is that boobs are great and fart jokes are funny. And today we're going to be focusing on the boobs are great part of that mission statement. I don't know if you caught it or not, but an Australian woman managed to get her enormous rack on Google Earth. Said it was something she could check off of her bucket list. Where do you think she... Oh, did I say Australian? Did I just give that away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which town in Australia do you think she's from? New South Wales? Oh, she's not one of those famously... she's not one of those famously exhibitionist New South Wales girls. No, she's from a different part of Australia. Yeah. We'll get into that in a little bit. Right now, though, let's finish up the news, Funkhouser.
Wow. Jimmy Page, he's
Yes.
like 90
At least.
or something. He's dating a girl 46 years younger.
Jimmy Page, back in the day, in Led Zeppelin.
Back in your parents' day?
Yeah, back in
day?
back in the parents' day. So what, the 60s or something like that? Like if you Google Jimmy Page's younger girlfriend, you're going to find a couple different pictures of people. One is the girl that he's dating that's 46 years younger than him right now. But when he was like, I don't know, a rock star in his 20s and 30s or something like that, he was dating a 14-year-old. Like he had a long-term relationship with a 14-year-old, which is obviously completely creepy, but it was done with the permission. Like back in those days, I guess it was legal in some way, shape, or form. It was done with the permission of this 14-year-old girl's parents. It's like crazy and unbelievably scandalous and weird and pedophilia, and it's sort of glossed over now. It's just like he's still revered as a hero. And I don't know, it's strange because he was acting within the confines of the law, and nobody ever calls him out for being a pedophile. If a rock star now is dating a 14-year-old girl, whether it was legal or not, like, that guy would be burned at the stake, wouldn't you imagine?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. But because he got mom to sign a permission slip, it was okay. It's weird.
Hey, lovely, sign here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
hop
right
on
here.
this.
It's all right.
Yeah.
You put X
Yeah.
there. I don't need to know
Yeah.
your name. It's right here. It's right. Follow me to the airplane.
Then snort this off of this. I'll let you fill in the blank of what this was. Anyways, yeah, Jimmy Page now dating a girl who's 46 years younger than him. I believe he credits his pickup line, "I'm rich and gonna die soon," as what helped him get her into bed.
Attention, ladies.
Yeah. She says it was love at first sight. Of his estate.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Go on.
Well, Willie Nelson there. I could probably do a Willie Nelson impersonation. I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of trails off like this. Willie Nelson is launching his own line of weed.
And I think that's why he trails off like that. He is famous for there was a festival in Houston a couple years back where Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg played together, and there are pictures that emerged from backstage of Willie Nelson and Snoop Dogg smoking a joint together. And apparently Snoop Dogg was quoted as saying, like, "Ooh, God, that guy's weed is some next level stuff. I think I need something a little bit more relaxed." Like, Willie Nelson's weed was apparently too much for Snoop Dogg. And bearing that in mind, Willie Nelson is launching his own line of marijuana. Gets you so high that you're convinced you don't have to pay taxes.
Oh, I have the name of the weed, too. It's called Willie Nelson.
What else?
A poll names Taylor Swift as the world's greatest female leader.
In a related story, the definition of the word leader has kind of changed a little bit since the days of Rosa Parks. Go on.
Well, she does have a blank space. The Taylor Swift.
Is that the name of a
That's
Taylor
a-
Swift song?
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's why I can't consume any more Bieber knowledge, because I have all the...
Yeah, it's all filled with Taylor Swift.
It's not that bad.
Does Taylor Swift have a nickname like you gave to Miley Cyrus, My Side?
Well, I thought about calling her TS, but that's, I think that's a reserved nickname for somebody that's not Taylor Swift. It's TS.
TS.
Let's just call her Tay-Tay.
Tate. What else?
New Daily Show host Trevor Noah. Who? Trevor Noah is under fire for jokes he tweeted in the past that some say are anti-Semitic.
Yeah.